Just trying to go live on YouTube here. Kindly bear with me, just double checking. We have something really good for you guys tonight. You're going to love what we share with you today. Let's see, content, live. It is live. Okay, we're good. Now we're going to just go on Facebook real quick. We're going to just take it from there. What's up, peeps? Just going on Facebook. Nice to see you all this evening. Just going ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, throughout life and throughout ages, people all over the world work and then they don't work. Certain things are an act of a real time moment of doing the right thing or the wrong thing. When you wake up, your bed's a mess. You can walk away from it. When you get back, you're just going to mess it up again anyway. You could brush your teeth, or you could try to hurry up and just drink your coffee. Maybe you'll brush your teeth later. You don't have to shower today. Maybe you'll do it later. All right, maybe, the garbage is, mostly full now, but maybe I could just fit in a few more things. What if I told you that this is the difference between you being consistently profitable as a trader and losing money? It would be hard for you to make that connection psychologically, and that's what I'm going to share with you tonight. I hope you guys enjoy this show. Please read the next slide after pausing it and then hitting play when you're done reading. I'll just take a moment for me to do this here. I'll take you a little to read it. Thank you so much for reading this. I appreciate it. Okay, so before we start tonight, I do have an adult beverage here. And I just want to thank, for this week, I want to thank my Newsbeat Live fam for literally helping carrying me throughout this entire week, carrying me and helping me, print paper and give donations and make the world a better place. And it's people like you that help me make the world a better place. So this is going to be my first sip of my alcoholic beverage tonight. I've been waiting to have it on the show with you guys. Thank you. Here's to all you guys. I love you all. That's a spicy meatball. All right. So we're going to talk a little about ways to break out of these lazy patterns. You don't think it's important. I used to never think it's important. I would take my socks, I would throw them on the floor. I would have a mess pile up around me. Anything that I could do now, I said I'll just do it later. I had a few things to do. I'll just put it on the to-do list. So it's more important to play a video game or hang out with friends. And I would pretty much procrastinate. But that procrastination would actually lead into my trading. The same mentality would be applied through literal neurological, they call it muscle memory, but I would actually call it more active neurological pathways in your brain that are constantly sparking off. The ability to be happy with the result of prolonging something. I was always the person who would be like doing homework for the next class, like sometimes in the class as I sat down or the class before, or like on the bus or in the car. How many people can relate with that? Like doing your homework, like literally, like moments before it's due. I mean, that was me. That was me growing up. And while it might have not mattered how you performed in social studies or English or math, silly subjects, who needs to know those things, right? It actually resonates over into your trading. And I'm going to show you exactly how to stop that. So here we got the Newsbeat Bandit, which means we're putting our thinking caps on. And I'm just going to enjoy this alcoholic beverage and just give you some real talk. Love you guys. Enjoy the show. I promise you will be enlightened. I promise you if you could apply one thing I share with you tonight, I promise you, you will be a better trader. You have my word. Email me, mark@t3live.com. Tell me, Mark, I did not become a better trader. If you're interested in anything we do, links in the description. Ooh, all right. So, as hard as people have been working from home and we couldn't get out as much, everybody needs a day where they just sit their butt down and do nothing. It happens to the best of us. In these busy times, taking the occasional lazy day isn't just all right, but it feels almost like it's owed to us, like it's due to us. But if you find that you're taking lazy days more often than not and you're having trouble getting things done, it could be a sign that there's something going on that's very wrong. It could be, dare I say, a lack of passion for your job. Set your priorities straight, son. You got a lot of things to do as a trader. And until you're willing to put trading as your number one priority, you will never succeed. Oh, but Mr. Melnick, my family is my number one priority. Yes, your family can be your number one priority. That's why you're working your ass off to take care of them. See? Correlation, connection. Ding! This lack of passion for your job to really succeed as a trader, an overwhelming to-do list, things you have to do, and even an underlying, God forbid, medical conditions. Look, I get it. Some people are suffering from things out there. Um, some some people don't really have that sort of dedication. I get it. But there are just some things that can interfere with your desire, sort of, to get things done. We cover all, you know, bases as best as we can, but a lot of times we leave things out. So we're going to come over how can I stop this effing laziness? And the answer might not just be strong, do what you got to do, because everybody knows that's the answer, but that's not going to help get you to the place you need to be. I'm here to actually take your hand on that journey between I'm not doing crap for what I need to do up until this is exactly what I need to do. All right, so I'm going to take you on that journey. So, step one, we're going to go through a bunch of steps here. Um, Thankfully, I have a full team around me here in T3 who helps me create these videos. So we're going to start off with just very, very simple here. We're going to say just make your sitch manageable. So make your situation manageable. Make your sitch manageable. And setting unrealistic goals and taking too much can lead you to actually burn out as a trader. While not an actual clinical diagnosis per se, the symptoms of trading burnout are recognized by medical professionals. Job burnout or trading burnout can cause exhaustion, loss of interest and motivation, and a longing to escape. You know how many losing traders I spoke to who fantasize about suicide, fantasize about hurting themselves, or laying in a fetal position and can't even get to their computer in a time-like fashion because it hurts so much to see what they've done? You don't think I understand? Avoid overloading by setting smaller, attainable goals that will get you to where you want to be without overwhelming you along the way. You see, it's so funny when I see all these educational platforms on Wall Street, and they're just like manuals this thick, and all they're trying to do is justify a high price tag for shit that you could look up on Google for free, and they're just like condensing it for you, putting some putz's face on the cover and calling it a product. The problem with that is it's overload. Look, you don't really need that much to be successful. I have created the most successful trading room on Wall Street today, consistency wise, by actually giving them free education. By saying, you know what? You're willing to put in the work? I don't need to effing nickel and dime you every 3 steps of the way. I know you're going to get to where you need to be if you're willing to do the work. And I'm not going to charge you a dime for it other than the subscription fee of being inside our service. Because I know that when you get overwhelmed and overloaded, that you will just not be able to perform on a real-time basis. That is why People have steps, they have certain jobs, and if they could execute upon them, they do well. That's why do you think I always say if you're struggling as a trader, all you need to do is one thing well to succeed. You know how many of you figured that out here? So make your situation manageable, ladies and gentlemen. Next is you're not perfect. I know. I know in mommy's eyes you just have the cutest little cheeks. I know you're adorable. Oh my god, you're perfect to me. But you're not perfect, right? You're not perfect. And don't beat yourself up. Perfectionism is something that takes a deep psychological toll. Um, there was a study that looked at college students in the late 80s to or later 2000s that found an increase in perfectionism over the years. The researchers actually found and noted that young people are now facing more competitive environments, more unrealistic expectations, and more anxious and controlling parents than generations before. Because as a parent, I understand that I want my child to be stronger than me, better than me. I don't want my child growing up the way I did. I want him to have a better life. And that's something that sort of judges the success of the parent. So it's not your fault that these high expectations are around you, but I'm going to tell you how to overcome them and actually succeed. This rise in perfectionism is causing people to be overly critical of themselves and others. It also leads to depression and anxiety. Another small study of college students concluded that expecting perfection was related to avoidant coping, which causes you to avoid dealing with stressors. So you just think if you do everything perfect, you won't have to stress out on anything. But the funny thing is, the market is full of stress. And then all of a sudden, um, you know, all of a sudden you start to fail. The next thing on the list is talk to yourself positively, not negatively. Okay, that's a very important thing here. To always talk to yourself positively instead of negatively. You know what I'm talking about. This effing, I'm so effing dumb. I can't believe I did this trade. I'm such an effing idiot. F this, F that, F F F F F F F F F F F. This negative self-talk can derail your efforts to get things done in every single aspect of your life. Telling yourself that you're a lazy person is a form of negative self-talk. You can stop that negative internal voice. How many people have a negative internal voice while they're trading? Oh, you're just going to get stopped out. Oh, this stupid thing's going to happen. Nobody talks about that in the trading world. It happened. Like, my God, that thing was following me forever. And yeah, all of you have it. Don't worry. You can stop this negative internal voice by practicing positive self talk. Instead of saying, I'm an effing idiot, there's no way I can get this done, say, I'm going to learn from this experience and try to find out how to overcome just this one thing right here. And I'm going to seek out for help in the Newsbeat Live fam from people around me. That is something that you could do. Now, instead of useless gaming plans and game plans, which are game plans are useless, but you can create an action plan. Create an action plan, not a game plan. Game plans are the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my entire life. You don't believe me? Okay. Give 1,000 traders a proper game plan in trading. Give them your 7,770 page educational course. How many of those traders are going to succeed? Hint, 2% would be a high number. How's that for an honest answer? So don't tell me that game plans are useful. They're pieces of shit that coerce people into lies that they could just literally map everything out in front of them. You don't know what the market's going to give you every day. You think I know what the F I'm going to make money in when I start the day? I'm like, let's see what the F happens. And I'm just going to bend to the market. The market wind blows this way. I'm going to blow this way. If it blows this way, I'm going to blow this way. Heck, I wanted to trade Tesla and Amazon today. They set up like crap for me. I wasn't able to do crap with them. You know why? Because it's okay to plan on doing something, but you got to throw it out the window if it's not set up properly. You need to create an action plan. I'm going to tell you exactly what that is. But a game plan? Oh, yeah, the market's going to go here today and then here and here and here. My game plan is when it does this, I'm going to buy here and then it's going to pop and it's going to go to highs and I'm going to cut it off right at the high. And that's my plan on the day. Or I'm going to only take these stupid, idiotic, psychologically toxic trades that can blow me up. And that is my plan today. It doesn't work. I'm sorry. I know there are gurus out there who tout it. 98% of the people in their trading services fail approximately. 98%. So don't tell me that this shit works. It doesn't. I'm sick and tired of the effing lies that Wall Street throws upon you. They literally projectile vomit all this nonsense upon you, and it just showers you, and you're like, oh, what is all this stuff? And you don't know what's going on. It sucks. Create an action plan instead. Planning how you will get something done can make it easier to get there as opposed to saying where you're going to be. Be realistic about how much time, effort, other factors are needed to meet your goal. Create an action plan. Having a plan will provide direction and confidence that can help even if you hit a hurdle along the way. My action plan. You want to know my plan of action? Mark, trade what you do best. Period. Action plan. Done. Well, Mark, what if I don't know how you do best? What I do best? Good. Just ask. I will teach you how to do it. I will teach you how to figure out what you do best. What's your plan of action? I'm going to trade what I trade best. Trade what you trade best. That is the plan of action every single day. Do you understand that? I'm not here trying to make your weaknesses stronger. Quite the opposite. I treat it, God forbid, as a cancerous growth that just needs to be cut out of your body. Oh, this is not working too well. Chop it off. Circumcise it. I'm like the trading moil. You know what a moil is? He's and some of you do, I'm sure. You know what a moil is? Moil is the person who, in the Jewish religion, does the circumcision, the snips. That's how I feel like with your weaknesses. I want to be your moil guru. I'm going to be like, you're weak here, snip it out, snip, snip, like a barber almost. Snip. But I'm weak over here. F it, get rid of it. Snip. You guys don't know the moil joke? All right, so moil over the years was, snipping away. And every time he would snip, he would save the remainder in a jar. And at the end of his career, he retired. The poor Moyle got arthritis. And he had a jar like this, full of his life's work. So what he did is this Moyle, he went to a tailor. And he said, please, just make me something with this huge jar so I can remember everything that I have done in life. Something to remember. Taylor takes it, says, come back in a week. The Moyle comes back in a week. You could earmuffs for you, Jeff. The Moyle comes back in a week. And the tailor gives him this tiny wallet. And the Moyle's like, this is wrong. I gave you a jar like this, and you're just giving me a little wallet. And the tailor says, but when you rub it, it'll turn into a suitcase. Okay, that's my Moyle joke. Anyway, so you have to use your... Here, let me fill it in here. You have to use your strengths. You have to use your strengths. Come on. It's a Friday night. We're having a drink. If you're up at this hour listening, you need help, and you're going to have to get past the jokes. Use your strengths. Very simple. Use your strengths. Take a moment to think about what strengths you actually have as a trader. Apply them. Figure out what you do best. Saying, this is what I do best. I know that person could swing. That person can scalp. That person's intraday. That person is this. That person is that. That person's doing a combination of things. Do what you do best. Take a moment to think about your strengths, and when you're setting goals or gearing up to tackle a task, try to apply them to different aspects of the task to help you get things done. I'm trying to make money. I know I do the Mark 1 strategy that Mark Melnick gave me for free just for being in his service. I do that well. That's what I'm going to effing do to build my account. Research has shown that focusing on your strengths while ignoring your weakness increases not only productivity, you ready for this one? Positive feelings and engagement in your work. You will be more engaged as a trader. You'll feel less toxic as a trader. You'll be happier as a trader. And jolly be darn it, your significant other is going to be like, damn, I've noticed a positive difference in your life. Did you do something? Yeah, babe, I'm Newsbeat fam now. I'm and you go to your girlfriend, she's probably like, you're Newsbeat, bro? Like, yeah, I'm Newsbeat. Your girlfriend's going to propose to you. Like, honey, why are you going down on one knee? Like, we're out at we're out at a restaurant, sweetheart. You sure you want to be doing this here? What, a ring? Like that? She's gonna propose to you. As soon as you're Newsbeat fam, she's gonna propose to you. Next thing I want you to do is recognize your accomplishments. Did I spell that right? Recognize your accomplishments. It sounds kind of egotistical, but giving yourself that little pat on the back for a job well done can actually help motivate you to keep going. So, one of the things I used to say is after you take a good losing trade, you take a very small losing trade or a nice winning trade, what do I tell you guys to do? And it's from an older video, so I'll repeat it again. We have new people. Probably some of you haven't seen this. I throw my arms up in the air and I say, yes! I mean, I don't do that anymore because, I'm managing too many things, but if I wasn't managing a trading service while trying to trade simultaneously, what I would do is as soon as you make a good loss, you take a quick loss, you take a quick gain, you make some money, you do what you were supposed to do on your game plan, or excuse me, your action plan. Throw your arms up in the air and say yes. When you actually throw your arms up in the air, it sounds kind of nuts, but while you're actually like this with your fist pointed, with your fist, your hands closed, with your arms in the air, what you're actually doing, believe it or not, is you're actually releasing a chemical concoction throughout your body that has a feeling of accomplishment. So when you see people after they win a race and they throw their arms up, that's actually part of the old human brain that's been around for as long as we known humanity has existed. By doing this, you're reinforcing the smart trade. Throw your hands in the air, recognize your accomplishments. It's a great way to boost your confidence, positivity, and the the fuel for your drive to continue on. Next thing, as we do the S mark, it should be the most effing on. Ask for help. Ask Mark. Very important. Many people believe that asking for help, believe it or not, is a sign of weakness. But not asking for help could be setting you up for failure. So there was a study a few years back that found that people who don't ask coworkers for help, coworkers, not bosses, not this, not family, coworkers, people who don't ask coworkers for help were more likely to be dissatisfied in their jobs and had lower levels of job performance. They were also perceived less favorably by the people hiring them. Asking for help improves your chances of success and helps you connect with others who can encourage, motivate you, as well as teach you how to get out of that hole. Okay? This is a very important one. Avoid distractions. And, we all have either our favorite distraction to turn to or a distraction that we can't stand, when we're just not feeling like doing a task, whether it's a video game, whether it's a whiny girlfriend, whether it's a needy boyfriend, whether it's a husband that didn't massage your feet, whether it's a wife who didn't strike you hard enough for not, talking to her properly, whether it's scrolling through your silly social media, or maybe it's just petting your pet. That's a nice kitty. That's a good dog. Find ways to make your distractions less accessible. This can mean finding a quiet place to work, like an empty room. Use an app that's going to block sites that you scroll mindlessly when you should be on a task. It's kind of funny. You know how many lives I've changed with people that just simply said, just literally delete just literally, I told people this all the time. It's amazing. I tell them, other than the Newsbeat live room and maybe some news service, don't go to any other website. Turn them all off. But what about Facebook? And then you have your Facebook and this person. You have your group chats on WhatsApp and this and that. And, then you have a girlfriend and then you have this and then you have all these distractions. And by the time it's all over, you'll realize you just wasted your entire productivity time doing stupid stuff. Avoid it. Next thing is, I know sometimes doing the right thing can be tedious. That's why we like taking risks as traders and we do stupid trades. Let's make them fun. Let's make tedious tasks. Let's make them fun. And we tend to avoid the jobs that we find tedious or boring. Chores like anything doesn't even have to be with trading, like doing the dishes or cleaning the bathroom. It's never going to be loads of fun, but you can make them more enjoyable. Try listening to the Newsbeat show or your favorite podcast while you do this. Try to put on your, I don't know, your fitness tracker and see how many calories you burn or steps you get while performing these tedious tasks. Make tedious tasks fun. It is so important. Next, which is I tell you guys all the time, reward yourself. Buy yourself something. Reward yourself. Getting a job done is a reward in itself, but some people are driven by external rewards. I always surround myself with external rewards. For me, they're silly card games. Focus on what you'll gain from getting something done, like being able to buy yourself something, some reward, something that you could say, this is because I did a job well done. It doesn't matter if the thing costs you $1. It's important that you reward yourself. Celebrate the end of, you know, a month of solid trading with a night out or invite your friends over for a drink after, you know, a long month of trading. Very, very important thing. Do you guys want me to continue with this and talk about the foods you could do that can help you avoid being lazy? Hmm? All right, I thought I lost you on the circumcision joke, Jeff, but apparently you're still loving it, so I'm doing something right. All right. As I take a drink, but it has vitamin C. It's orange juice, too. Um, one of the easiest ways to make yourself focus while trading is, it sounds crazy, is just avoid sugary and high fat foods. Sugary and high fat foods. Anything with a refined carb, such as a bagel, white bread, a croissant, a croissant, a croissant. Don't you love those people who like every time you talk to them, like they'll literally take the foreign definition of the word and they'll like correct you, even though you're in America. They'll be like, I don't say it, but I knew someone, like, can I have mozzarella cheese with that? It's like, a lady behind the counter is like, okay, you'd like some mozzarella? It's like, no, woman, I want my effing mozzarella cheese. Like, what are you talking about? Like, mozzarella? No, that's not it. Never see that? Oh, yeah. I'd like a croissant with egg and cheese, and I'm in an all ball paw. The ow bow pain. It's called ow bow pain. It's not ow bow pain. It's all ball paw. It's all ball paw. It's like, what the f is all ball paw? Oh, that's the name of a restaurant. Why are you using so many letters of the alphabet to do all ball paw? Like, that's what I want to know. So I go to an all ball paw, and I'm like, look, I would like a croissant with egg and cheese. Person behind the counter. Straight up, pretty Asian girl. Straight up, pretty Asian girl. She's like, can he have a croissant with egg and cheese? And I'm like, get the F out of here. She did not just say that. She did not just say that. She's like, it's not even like the R is like silent. It sounds like a W almost. It's like, can he have a croissant with egg and cheese? And I'm like, that's not what I ordered. If this order comes out wrong, lady, I'm pointing the finger at you. Anyway, avoid these foods in the morning. What I have in the morning is a coffee. Avoid foods and drinks that are high in sugars. Anything you eat. Oh, it's not sugar, Mark. It's brown rice syrup. Yeah, okay, sure, bro. Avoid refined sugars. Avoid drinks high in sugar. Avoid refined carbs. Avoid pasta. Avoid white bread. Avoid alcohol while you're trading. I know I'm drinking on a Friday night. I have 2 days to clear it through my system. 3, actually. Avoid fried foods. Avoid fast foods. You do those things, you are gold. Yes, blueberries are one of the healthiest things you can eat. All right. All right. You ready? So, look, we'll go through it again. Avoid high sugar, high carb, refined sugar, alcohol. I don't. Do I really have to put drugs here? But yes, avoid those too. Fried foods. All right, let me talk to you marijuana smokers real quick too, and fast food, which obviously is the above as well. So I used to think, it's marijuana. It's a plant. It's effing healthy for you. I mean, you know what happens when I'm smoking through a bong? It's filtering. What is it? But it is. That's why the bong gets dirty. You want to prove it to yourself. Next time you smoke, do this. I did this when I used to smoke. I don't smoke anymore. This is what you do. Take a tissue, paper towel, napkin, inhale. Take your hit. Take your hit, inhale it. Well, I don't inhale. Yeah, sure. After you pull in from your joint, your blunt, your bong, your pipe, your bubbler, after you do that, take a tissue and exhale through it. Let's see some smoke come out. Look at your tissue afterwards. Tell me what it looks like. Now remember, that tissue is going to be a lot cleaner than what's in your lungs because it already filtered through your lungs. Now, what you're actually doing when you're smoking is there's a lot of microcarcinogens from actually smoking that get stuck in your brain, and your brain doesn't know how to detox it. Were you aware that your brain, when you go to sleep and detox properly, is like a sponge, your brain, and it decreases sometimes I mean, I've heard different stories. I heard it's up to 50%. Did you know when you sleep? How many people didn't know that? Type 11. How many people didn't know that when you sleep, your brain can shrink up to 50%? You want to know what prevents shrinking of your brain? You want to know what decreases that? Leaving your Wi-Fi on your keep your phone at don't keep your phone on the desk next to you. Put it on the floor as far away from you as possible if you need to leave it on. Turn off your Wi-Fi. Do that. You are going to help your brain detox. You're going to get better sleep. It's a real thing. It's a true thing. Get yourself a Philip Stein sleep bracelet. Go to sleepbracelet.com. There's a promo code there, Newsbeat. It gives you 25% off anything you order. Big fan of the product here. We also use the wellness stuff. I use their products. I wear it all the time, as you can see, the Philip Stein logo right there. Do these things. They're going to help you succeed. It's very important for your success. And by avoiding these foods, and I would tell you to exercise, but I'm going to pretend that you're not doing it now during COVID. Exercising is great for you. Drink a lot of water. Manage your stress. Sleep and rest well. Um, you know, look, if there's one takeaway here, laziness isn't always a bad thing. Everyone deserves a slow day now and again. Figuring out how to stop being lazy might be as simple as changing the way you approach certain tasks and adopting sort of a healthier mindset and a healthier lifestyle. If you're having trouble finding the energy and the desire to do the positive things more often, speak to me. Let me help you. I am not a doctor, but I will do everything I can to help drag you out of that pit. You're talking to somebody who's been stuck in that pit as a trader for a solid 15 years before I was able to climb out. Don't be me. I wish I had. It's kind of funny. Like I always tell myself, if I was able to like go back to my 19-year-old self, be like, hey, Mark, I'd be like, Mark, I'm you from the future. Be like, wow, that's what I end up looking like? I'd be like, yes, this is what you end up looking like. I have news for you, Mark. Buy all the Amazon and Tesla you can. And besides for that, let me help you out of your psychological toxicity. And then my older self would be like, no, I gotta go hang out with that girl. Yo, toss that trick to the curb. Trust me, it's not gonna end well. Like, damn, Mark from the future, you know a lot. Damn right I do. Stop doing these toxic trades, younger Mark. Stop being lazy. Make your effing bed, younger Mark. Shower every day, younger Mark. 19-year-old Mark. But older Mark, I want to, and then I'll be like, that's when I raise the hand. They'll be, like, why you hit me for me? It's like, well, nothing like beating yourself up. And trust me, younger Mark, you are going to do it to yourself for the next 15 years if I don't pull you out of this right now. That smack will be the best feeling in the world for you, trust me. Yeah, and quit smoking cigarettes, younger Mark. I don't smoke cigarettes, I only smoke weed. Quit smoking that too. We don't have a chance to go back in time, no matter how old or young we are, and tell our younger selves what to do. But I will tell you, as long as you're alive on this planet, it's never too late to start doing the right thing. Never, ever forget that. Well, love you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this show. Thumbs it up. Thumbs it up if you. I can't take these Bernie memes. I don't know what it is. It's not political at all, guys. But there are these Bernie memes that are just exploding all over the internet. And it's Bernie Sanders in his mittens. It's completely apolitical. But like, I mean, I saw this, and as somebody who appreciates Brazilian jiu-jitsu, I mean, I almost died when I saw this. But yeah, you could just type in Bernie mittens memes, and you'll have enough content for the next 10 years. Hope you guys enjoyed this Newsbeat show. Smack the like button if you enjoyed what we shared with you tonight. Links in the description if you're interested in anything we do. Happy trading, make money, and we'll see you guys next time on the Newsbeat live trading broadcast.